files and directory, we can use the mode, change the mode. So let's start with the basic permission and ownership. Most misconfiguration I see are world reliable logs or web application files. So now I can touch my file, create my file using the touch command. So I have to create file secret using touch command. Enter. So file is created. I have to see its privilege. So ls-l. So recently I create a file secret. Now the permission is for file here we get hyphen and for directory we will get D. So I have to see the desktop file permission. It is the directory. Now RWR, read, write and execute. This is for group. First one is for the user, group and owner. This point, it is for the symbolic link. How many files symbolic link is created? User, group, size of the file, the date or time to create the file or directory, and this is our file or directory name. So if we want to change the file name permissions, so now we can try to change the permission using numeric format. So chmod. I have to change the permission 600. Okay, enter. Now we can see the permission of this file. Okay, now I can press ls-l. You can see now the file permissions are changed. I only provide user 6 read and write permission and others provide 00 none permissions, group and others. So if we want to change the file permissions numerically, we can use this command. And if we want to change the permission symbolic way, so we can usually use chmod u for user plus read, write and execute. And for group, I am giving them G plus read, write permission for this file. So we will see the permissions of the secret file ls-l. ls-l. So let's see. The permission of this file is changed. Now user has full permission and group has read and write permission as we mentioned here. Group has read and write permission and user has read, write and execute permission. Now if we want to change the ownership of the group, so we can do chown command for changing the ownership. Ownership, root or service account should own service configuration, not a random user. So for changing the ownership, we can usually use chown root colon root for secret. Okay. Now we can check it is changed or not. ls-l. So the permission of this file is changed root. If we want to give another group, suppose I clear my screen here. So if you want to change the permission of ownership permission, so chown, I want to give Vishakha as a user colon root and file secret. Enter. Now we can check here ls-l. So you can see here I changed the ownership. So it first of all it's belong to root. Now it's belong to user Vishakha. So you can add a mini checklist in. So first of all configure in the /etc. /etc is key in /etc SSL app secret. Review them with find and fix permission. Suppose we want to fix the permission and find any command. So suppose I am typing find slash etc hyphen type f permission others plus read permission hyphen max 2. So we will see here. Here we can get the configuration in slash etc, key in slash etc SSL, app secret, review them with find and fix the permission. So if we want to default permissions with umask, so what is the default permission in umask? So why default permission matter and the setting secure umask and services. So I just clear my screen to get you the clear view. Suppose even if you good in permission today, new file might be created with weak defaults. That's where you must come in. It subtract the permission from the default. We can see umask. Umask default permissions are 0022. Now it's a demo time. Now we create a file with current umask. Suppose using touch command, I can create a file demo1.txt. So let's see the permission of the demo1 ls-l demo1.txt. So here the permission is for user root, read write, group read and others write. Read permission, sorry. Now if we want to change the permission temporarily, what we can do? For temporary change the umask, we can use umask 077. Enter. Now we can see touch demo2.txt. Now we can check the permission of demo2 ls-l demo2. So now we can check the permission here. Only user has read and write permission. Groups and other has no permission. Okay. Default file mode usually 666. Default file mode usually 666 and default directory mode is 777. umask 077 only owner get full access. Group and others get nothing. Here we can group and others get nothing and owner get full access. Mention where to set it. So you where to set umask in slash suppose vim slash etc profile. Here we set the umask. You can see this configuration file. Here we can set the umask. So this is our configuration file. You can see here we can set our umask. For server, I like 027 or 077 depending on how collaborative the environment is. For entering in the vim, we have to press I, or for saving the file, we can usually use WQ exclamation enter. Using this command, we can save our files. So now we will learn sudo. The key point is avoid the login as root. Use sudo to get tight roles. Suppose I am going to sudo switch user Vishaha. Enter. Now I am logged to the user, but I have to do some root privilege commands. So I am using sudo. So sudo it is used for to access the permission about the roots and log and audit privilege action. Next, let's talk about what is permission. Hardening, it is not about just file. It is about who can become root and how. So, I'm going back to my root user now. Switch user. Using this command, I am going to the root. So, now I am accessing my root. So, check who can sudo. So, using get end group sudo. Now, if we have to view sudoers, then we can access the command file slash etc sudoers. So, only file we didn't make changes in it. If we want to change the permission of group, we can change from here. Will all. If we want to change the root, then we can change the permission from here. So now the next part is we will learn inside vsudo demo. Allow a user restart only. Then we can change the permission from this file, users localhost. So we can change the allow number of user group to shut down this system. So I have to shut down this system. Then I just remove this hash function and save the file and restart my service. So, principal give specific command, not full access. Avoid username all, no password all. It is unless absolutely necessary. Don't change this, otherwise it is not necessary. Now, move to the next part. I just clear my screen. If you want to learn how to ACL and special bit, access control list, or fine grain control, how to set UID, GID, sticky bit, and how they affect our access. So, something basic RWX, read, write, execute isn't enough. That work we need to something ACL, access control list, let you give extra permission to specific user or group without changing ownership. So first of all, if we have to download the ACL, what we can do? We can use DNF, install ACL. So using DNF, we can download the packages in our system. So let's see. So it is in process now. So dependency resolved, this package is already installed. So make sure it is installed or not. So using DNF install, we can install the packages. The next part is how to set ACL. So using set fcl -n user list read access in var log authentication log. So first of all, I have to check get fact else slash var slash log slash auth. So here we are file where log owner is root, group is root, and user has read write execute ops access, group has read and execute, and others has read and execute access. If we have to set the sticky bit to the folder, I'll just clear the screen. So if we have to set the special permission for user, so we can use mkdir slash share folder. So I created folder here. You can see. So I create the folder shared here. Make directory. Share. So this okay. I find it. Yeah, the share folder is created here. Now I have to change the permission and apply the special bit, sticky bit. So I use chmod 1777 read user group and others have all permissions to folder shared. Now we can check the permission of shared. So you can see here every user group and others have full permission and you can see here it is a sticky bit. User can't delete each other file in shared directory. Common on slash 10. So make it user can't delete each other files in directory. Suppose if we have to mention a set UID and set GID briefly. So this is a part of hardening in reviewing the set UID binaries. Each one is potential escalation path. Now we can see basic auditing. If we have, I just clear my screen. So now we can see what is user account. A user account is an identity. It defines who you are on the system and what you can access. Linux use a simple but powerful model. User, group, and permissions. So user is an identity. Group is a permission container and UID is UID and GID it's a permission. So now I open my slash etc passwd file cd cat slash etc passwd. As I explain you each and every detail. Suppose this is a username. X is for the password that store in the slash etc shadow. This is the UID number. This is the GID, group ID. Colon, it is used for the comment. And this is our home directory and this is our shell. So every user is defined here. The password is not stored in the file. It is directly stored in /etc shadow. So now I can explain you what is /etc shadow. So cat /etc /shadow. So this is the encrypted password aging, and only root can access this file. This file is extremely sensitive. If attacker get this, they can crack password offline. The next part is how to create and manage the user. How to create and manage the user. So simply using user add command, we can add the user. Suppose user add John. John already exists. User add. So I create the Rachna user here. If I have to set the password, I can simply use passwd Rachna. Now here changing password for user Rachna. New password. The password authentication token will update successfully. So user add command, it is used for add the new user, create a user account, and passwd command, it is used for set the password. If we want add the home directory, then we can use user add -m. -m is used for to add the home directory. Now, one. Okay. So now we will see in /cat/etc passwd. So here you can see now the home directory I added here directly. Here you can see user Rachna and Rachna1 is created. Now view the user information. We can usually use, I'll just clear the command view. So if we want to view the user information, we can use ID Rachna. I want to see only user Rachna's information. So I get UID, GID and group ID. If I have to make check group now. So here I get the group of user Rachna and finger. So this command is not available. Now UID and GID, it is get from ID John. Group John, it is for grade above. We will get primary and secondary group. If we have to modify the user, we can use user mod -a capital G. I want to modify the user. Okay. sudo. So I want to create a group first. Okay, I want to modify the group, then I can use. We now we can see ID. Which now. So if we have to change the shell, we can use user mod hyphen s slash bin slash bash to user rachna, because it didn't change because it already slash bin slash bash. We can see here cat slash etc passwd. Okay, so it is already been bashed, so it didn't change anything. If we have to modify the user home directory, then I can use user mod hyphen d slash home slash c to Rachna. Then we can see here my home directory of user Rachna is selected. Change slash home slash sid. So using user mod hyphen d slash home slash d sid. So I change here the Rachna user home directory. Now, recently we use see how to add user to group, how to change the shell and change the home directory. I just clear the screen here. Now we can see how to delete user using user del command. User del command, it is used for to deleting the user. I want to delete the user Rachna. So we will see it delete or not. You can see here Rachna user is deleted. Only Rachna one exit here. Okay, I clear my screen. So now you can see how to delete user. If we have to remove the home directory, we can use user del hyphen r Rachna 1. We will see. Now Rachna 1 user also deleted with its home directory. So you can see here Rachna 1 and Rachna is deleted. The next part is group management. Understanding the group. Group allow you to assign permission to the multiple user at once. If you have any questions regarding to the user management or any command related question, make sure feel free to add in the comment so I can give you the explanation about the comments, or if you have any information to make sure to comment me to I am happy to help you and solve your problem. So the next part is group management. Group management is it allow you to assign permission to the multiple user at once. Instead of giving access to each user individual, you give access to the group. So how to create a user? Sorry, how to create a group? I just clear my screen. So using group add command. Using group add command, we can creating a group. I'm creating the group developer. Developer is already exit. My lab. I'm creating the user my lab. If I have to add user to group, so I can simply use user mod hyphen a capital G my lab to user sid. So now we can see groups sid. So here I change the added the user to the group. Hyphen ag is command, it is used for appending to group. Never use hyphen g alone, it override the group. If you can use hyphen g option alone, it can be override the group. So never use the hyphen g option alone. Now we will see how to delete group using group del. Recently I create my lab group. So using group del command, I delete the group. The next part is permission and ownership. As I already discussed with you, read, write and execute. I open my file here. So user, group and others. And read for R, write, W for write, and X for execute. So the structure is like for file we can see here ls hyphen l. You can see the structure here. Read, write, execute, read, write, hash, read and read. User, group and others. If we have to change the permission, that we already discussed this changing the permissions line, add the numeric and symbolic mode. So I didn't discuss it again. If you want to see this how to change the permissions, you can check my live recorded session. So you will get this point changing the permission, explain the numeric and symbolic node, and change the ownership. We already discussed this point. So now we can see sudo and privilege management. So we see this sudo file sudo pr. So we already see this file. If we have to add the rule for specific user, so I just press the button I, and if I have to change the any user year to get the whole access, so I simply add below root. Suppose I want to add the access for Vishaka user, Vishaka all. It is case sensitive to make sure if you have to changes anything to do it properly. I only have to give them the root access and avoid the full control of the root to the others. So slash user slash bin slash system secure and restart the Apache. Suppose I have to restart the Apache to user Vishaka and I give the root access to the user Vishaka. So this is command. If we have to change the configuration, we can change the configuration from here. Now I don't have to change. I just will give you the demo how to change the permissions, like edit the sudo safely, and I have to quit the file, so I just press the colon q exclamation, so it didn't change save anything. If you have to save the file, you can simply use colon wq and exclamation to save the file in the queue. If you have any questions related about this point, you can make sure to comment me in the comment, and I will happy to help you and solve your problems. Now the next part is account security and hardening. So what is password aging and how to change our password? Now we can see password aging. Suppose I have to change the password. I first of all change the font. Okay. CHAGE. I want to change the age of my password. Hyphen L. Save. So here we get password expire. When password is expired? July 26, 28. Sorry, last password change. July 28. Password expire. Never. Never. Inactive. Never. Maximum number of days between password change. 0. Maximum number of days between password change and number of days of warning before password expire, 7 days. So here we get the whole information about the user seed password related information. If we have to lock and unlock the account, then we can simply use passwd hyphen l for disable login. Save. So login password for user seed passwd successful. If we have to unlock or restore the access, we can simply use passwd hyphen u and user. So here unlock password would be empty. Unsafe operation because we unlock the password, restore the access. Now if we have to disable the shell access, then we can use user mod hyphen s slash user slash sb slash no login user seed. So we can modify the user and set the disable the shell access. It is useful for the service account. Now we can see cat slash etc slash passwd. So you can see here seed. Okay, we change the shell sb no login. It's disable the shell access. In today's uh, video, we see the user account, group, permissions, ownership, sudos, and password aging and account hardening. This is the foundation of Linux security. Master this and you will manage any server confidently. So if you have any questions related this live session, please feel free to comment me and tell me if you have any question or which next topic do you want. So make sure to comment me and I will give you the next session. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Make sure to like, share and subscribe my channel so you will get future videos again.